Okay, now that I've gone ahead and created my apples, the next thing I need to do is I need to create something that's going to eat the apples. So I'm going to create a new sprite, and here's going to be my new sprite, the guy that's going to eat the apples. Let's see what I'd like. Something fun. Okay, crab's pretty cool. I know I shouldn't be spending this much time trying to figure out what I want. Oh, Gigas. Gigas are so cute. Okay, Giga walking. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and... Why didn't he show up? There he is. Okay, so like the apples, my walking Giga needs to be quite small. So I'm going to make him about 30%. Okay, small little person. And, oh, I forgot. I actually need to make a button that launches more Gigas. So actually I'm going to use him as my button. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the costume of the person. There's the Giga, and I'm just going to add a big plus next to him. So do that by clicking on text, and I think if I click right here, I can make a plus. Now that's not nearly as big as I want it to be, so I'm going to grab the corner here, drag it, and this is going to make more Gigas. That's what this button is going to do. I'm kind of creating a button here, which is to create more Gigas. So I'm looking at this image right here, and I like the way that looks. Okay, so we've got a Giga button, and it's going to make more Gigas. So now let's go back to its code, and then I'm going to create one more sprite, which is actually the Giga walking. So let's go back to my Giga. I think I like this guy better because he even munches, so I'm going to choose him. These will be my Gigas, or her, and I'm going to set her size to 30 as well. And basically, when I click on this person, it's going to make more of these. So the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out what my functions are going to be with my Giga. So remember when we were talking about user interface design, I want to do something so that when my mouse is over her, she fades out, so you can tell that I'm about to click on her. So let's go ahead and start coding her, or the button rather. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say when this is clicked, motion, and I don't want it to be draggable. I wonder how I can do that. I wonder if there's a way to set undraggable. Rotation style, I know there is. Forward. Well, I know there's somewhere in here I can figure out how to make it undraggable. Let's see. It's not there, it's not there. Well, it'll come to me in a little bit. I'll figure it out. Oh, maybe it's in costume. No, it's not going to be in costumes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when the mouse is over it, it's going to fade out. So I'm going to put that in forever button. We've created buttons before. So I'm going to say if touching mouse pointer, then set ghost effect to 50%, else set ghost effect to 0. So if touching, that's going to be in sensing. So if touching mouse pointer, then go to looks, set ghost effect to 50%. This will make it partially see-through. Otherwise, set ghost effect to 0. Otherwise, set ghost effect to 0. All right, let's just see what this does. So if I hit this, okay, so I can tell when the mouse is over it, as you can see. When the mouse is over this button, it turns gray. Now the next thing I want to do is when I click on it, if touching mouse pointer and mouse down, that means it was clicked. Or I can just say if I'm clicked, if this sprite is clicked. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go to control, maybe events. Events. When this sprite is clicked, what I want to do is I want to blink a few times. So I'll blink 3 times, and I'm going to set ghost effect to 100%, which means it's really gone, and then back to 0, so it'll go back and forth. Set ghost effect to, let's see, looks. Set ghost effect to 100, that'll make it go away. Then I'll do a wait, like 1/10 of a second, something really short, 1/10 of a second, and then set ghost effect back to 0. And that's under looks. Set ghost effect back to 0. And then I better put another wait right here, otherwise it'll go from here back to here really fast. So I need to put another wait of 1/10 of a second down here. And, oops, not 10.1, but 0.1. There we go. Drop that here. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so it does, you can click on it, and you can see when you click on it. Now the other thing I want to do when I click on it is I want to create a clone of Giga, this person over here. Or no, I want to create, yes, of Giga. This is actually called a button, so I'm going to rename this. How do I rename it? Oh, here it is. Just change it from Giga walking to add Giga button. Okay. And so it's going to make a clone of Giga. Create a clone of Giga. Perfect. So now, whenever I click on this thing, it's going to make a clone of Giga. And see, it made a clone. It made a clone. Oops, why is it not making a clone? Oh, because this is the parent. I'll move the parent. Okay, so every time I click on this bad boy, it makes a new Giga. So that's pretty good. I think my Gigas are a little bit large, by the way. So instead of being 30%, I'm going to change my Giga to 25%. Let's see, is that better? Maybe even 20%. Yeah, I like small little people. Okay, so 20%, maybe because I'm small. All right, that's good. So when I say add Giga, it's going to create a clone of Giga. That's perfect. Now, when I start as a clone, let's go ahead and hit stop. So this is the parent. Remember, I want the parent to be hidden. So I'm going to go here. And looks, it's going to say hide. I want the parent to be hidden. And I want Gigas to show up. So when I start as a Giga, control, when I start as a clone, I want it to show up. So I want it to go to looks here, and I'm going to say show, and then go to a random position. Go to a random position. So let's go ahead and see if that works. So I have 10 apples. If I click on this thing, I make a new one of these. You know, I think the blinking is taking too long. So I'm going to change how long the delay is going on from 1/10 of a second to 100th of a second. Oh yeah, that looks much better. All right, so I'm able to launch Gigas. I've got a little bit of user interface design going here with my Giga button, and I can launch Gigas. They don't do anything yet, but at least they go to a random position. All right, that's good enough for this video.